Hey, this is Mo from MRI Trading. Trying to take a look at what is going on with SPY. Um, we know that Bitcoin took off and broke 100,000, but SPY has been kind of sitting around, not doing much today, but it's been on a tear all year long and over the last few months, over the last quarter even. So let's try and figure out where SPY is going to go next. As usual, first thing I'm going to pull out is the Magic Linear Regression Channel. And we'll set the start time for a pivot low and then another pivot low. So let's choose that. That's pretty obvious. And let's choose this. See what happens. All right, we're going to have to extend that so that we can see what the future holds. All right, so looking at this, we see that SPY is staying underneath the baseline. Now let's add the inner Fibonacci bands and let's see if we have any confluence. A little bit. This is kind of a good fit. It's an okay fit. We have something here, have something here, but it's going to always pull out the biggest deviation from the band. And then we have some of these here. But I think we can probably do better. So let's pick a bottom right here. It's a little bit more recent. See if that gives us anything better. Now, if we do that, we're just barely gliding above the bands, or the midline or the baseline, and we have a respected channel here, 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 and went back down here. Then on the baseline. So this is a little bit better, and we can actually add the inner Fibonacci lower and see if we have any other confluence. So yeah, we have something here at this level. So this is actually pretty good, and this tells us that we're going to get to this first Fibonacci band pretty soon if we reach it at all. So I want to try something else. I'm going to turn this one off and add another Fibonacci. Or actually, you know what? Let's keep this on and just move it. So let's look at something a little bit more recent. And instead of, or let's use we're going to stick with the bottoms. I'm going to clean this up and remove the inner Fibonacci bands and see what happens. Okay. So we have respect here and we have respect here, and we're just kind of gliding along here, just barely getting above this baseline. And let's try one more time. Sometimes it makes sense to fool around with this. And that's the beauty of this indicator, is that we can keep moving it around until we find something that fits. So here I just moved to a pivot high. So let's find the matching recent pivot high and see what we have. Now let's add these Fibonacci bands. Upper, or let's try the half band and see what's happening. Okay, all right. So now we have a convergence here. We have it respected here. We have it respected here. It went back down to the baseline. And now we are hitting it once again, which means that if it does respect that, it's a good chance we're going to move down to this baseline again. We could also potentially go down to this level right here. So let's say draw a trend line from here to here. There we go. Or we can, how about this? Just measure from there. So that's about 3.87, so that's close to a 4% move. And if we take it all the way down to that band, that's about a 4% move going into the end of the year. And if we get down there, it's a good chance that we'll stay there through the end of the year, just because there's not going to be a lot of in the holiday season. There may not be a lot of volume to push it back up. So let's set that as our target. That would be about 583, about 583.60. Let's say 584, just to keep the numbers round. 584. That's what it looks like. And just to add a little bit more confirmation, I want to take a look at something. The ATR bands, Keltner channel, wick, and SRI signals from MRite Inc. All right, so we have that. We have the 21 exponential moving average on the daily chart. Here we see it respected here, here, and here. And so we could potentially move down and stop at the baseline. But the reason I think we're ready for probably a bigger move is just because it's been so aggressively moving up. And then for the first time, we are getting something that we haven't seen, or we've only seen a handful of times. And that is, we're going to have to go to the volume footprint to see this. So I'm going to switch to volume footprint. There we go. And let's expand this so that we can see it. And on, let's see, November 14th, we had a delta. So we had more buying than selling by 504, by 500,000 shares, more buying than selling, and we still got a red candle. And after that, we dropped. And normally when you get a red candle, you have red volume, or if you have a green candle, you have green volume. Here's another case where we had a green delta and a red candle signifying a potential drop, and that's exactly what happened. Again, that happened on October 30th. So let's go to October 30th. Here we had nearly 1 million shares in the positive, 1 million more buyers than sellers, and it was still a red candle. So that got followed by a big drop. That was, what was that, October 30th. And let's see, let me mark that with a vertical line on October 30th. And then also, I believe it was August 29th. And I went and looked at these in the past, or before I did the video, so I kind of knew these dates. Bam. That was green delta, more 400,000 more buyers and sellers, and we still got a red candle. And that got followed by a nice little drop here. How much of a drop? Let's see. Let's switch back to normal candles. We got a drop of about 4.5%. And in this other case, drop not so severe, about 2.5%. And the one that I didn't mark was November 14th. Here we had a little drop from the high of that day to the low of, or the next pivot low, about 2.5%. So we could potentially drop back down to the 21 or drop back down to the baseline. But if we pass this baseline, we have this nice support right here. And that would take us to about a 4% drop, again, to about, a little under 585. So that's my target, and I'm sticking with it. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. If you're watching on TradingView, make sure to boost this idea. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you later.